Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about always. How can we use always in present simple statement? So let's start. Always in present simple. In the first case, always actually, as we all know that always is frequency adverb. Okay, but always actually is a little bit different from the other frequency adverbs. So, always in the present simple statement or sentence, actually it came before the simple verb. Okay, here in the example, Karen always tells the truth. Here always came between the subject and the verb. In other words, we can say that always came it came it came before the verb or simple verb. Another example, Ahmed always helps his father. Ahmed always helps his father. Always came between or in the middle between the subject and the verb helps. Ahmed always helps his father. We can't say always Ahmed helps his father. We can't. It's gonna be incorrect. So the correct statement is to use always between the subject and the verb. Or in other word, we can say that always came before the simple verb. Okay, we have next. Fatima always speaks loudly. Always came in the middle between subject Fatima and speaks. The last example, Ali always drives his car to work. Always here came the same between the subject and the verb. The next is when we use main verb to be. Verb to be in the present, the are is are, am. In the past, they are was and were. So, how can we use always in the verb to be, or when the verb or when the main verb in the present simple statement is verb to be? How can we use always with them? For example, Karen is always on time. So here always the adverb always came after the verb to be. Either it is, are, am, or was and were. So it must come after is, which is the verb to be in the present. So is always on time. We can't say Karen always is on time. It is incorrect. The correct statement is to use always after verb to be. The next example, Ahmed is always punctual. Always here it came after verb to be is. The last statement, teachers are always complaining about their students' behavior. Always, as we explained, came after the main verb to be or verb to be are. Okay, another example, we can say my father was always on time. For example, was and example about was. My father was always on time. So here, either we use present verb to be or past verb to be. So always it came after verb to be. Okay. Next, how can we use always in negative question? Actually, this is a question most of us actually get a little bit confused how to use always in negative question? The answer is always in question. Always in questions, it came after the subject. For example, do you always eat breakfast? Do you always take the bus to school? We can't say, do always you eat breakfast? It is incorrect. The correct question is to use always after subject. For example, as we say, do you always? Do you always? You here is the subject and always is the verb, the adverb. So, do you always eat breakfast? Do you always take the bus? Here, take is the verb, you is the subject. Do you always take the bus to school? We can't say, do you take always the bus to school? No, 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 it's incorrect. The last example, does she always walk to school? So here, always came after the subject. Okay, next. Another question is, how can we use always in negative statement? The answer is that always actually it is an exception. What does it mean? It means that the other frequency adverbs like usually, often, almost, they came after the subject directly. For example, we have Anne usually doesn't eat breakfast. So here Anne is the subject and usually it is a frequency adverb. So it came after the subject directly. Anne usually doesn't eat breakfast. Or in other words, we can say that usually it came before the negative helping verb, while always actually it is different. So we can see here that always it comes after the negative helping verb. For example, we have so doesn't always eat breakfast. So always here it came after the negative helping verb, doesn't. Okay, the last example is my uncle doesn't always clean his clothes by washing machine. Always here it comes after the negative helping verb, doesn't. So here always, and it is an exception. It's different. It is not like the other frequency adverbs which came directly after the subject, but here always it came after the negative helping verb. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it, and so see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.